Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now we are almost at the end of the year here, folks. I mean, we have 21 days left, but from a real estate perspective, we're just about there. I can tell you on a personal level, I have 2 listings left. Both are sold conditionally. Knock on wood that they will go through. 2 lease listings as well, probably not going anywhere based on where the lease market is. There are buyers. I can't even tell you how many buyers I have, but nothing's really coming out for them. So folks, I think we are just about ready to pack it in for the year. So with that said, I will do one more Pick 5 next week just because I need a reason to tell my wife that I need to go to the office without fully lying. But also because I usually end it with like a fun one based on, let's say the most expensive properties in the city. So there is one theme I wanted to do this week. And, we've done this before, right? You saw from the title, modern houses. Is this house modern enough? Too modern? And I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet. But the reason why is because every day I drive to work and there's a house that's under construction. And I see this house and I keep thinking to myself, how are they going to finish it? Because every time I think I know, right, based on, first they had the frame up. Okay, now they're starting to do the roof line. Sometimes I think it's going to be a new super mod. And then sometimes I think, okay, they're going to brick the outside and it's, going to fit in with the area and be traditional. So what do I mean by that? Let me get a picture up, something like this. We call this California style, right? So a California style in Toronto, right? I don't really get that. There's a few houses throughout the city. Like there's one on Leaside, I think it's on Rumsey or Airdrie. I drive up the street and it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's this big, ugly marshmallow, right? With no window up on top. I don't know what that's about. So I understand being different. Certainly I'm different. I understand not wanting what everyone else has, but there's something to be said for having something that just sort of fits. So then you've got, just the more modern style, right? So let me put up 2 houses. This one here, right? Traditional, right? It's very, very classic looking, maybe speaks to me. And then let's put this one here up. Which one do you like more? So with that said, I thought I would take you guys to the West End. Let's go to the map here. I'll show you. I figured let's pick one area, right? This is actually 2 right here. We've got Swansea. There are 3 houses we're going to look at. And then there are 2 over here in the Sunnylea area. So we'll get right into it here, guys. And again, today is not going to be so much about pricing. It's not going to be so much about location. It's really just going to be about the photos, which is what some people really like. So 13 Durie. Okay, so we'll start with the area. Where are we here? We're in a great spot, no doubt about it. We're very close to Bloor, which of course has our TTC and it has our retail area. So this of course is close to a fire station, which I always note when we're here. I think it's on DeForest, but location's great. It's close to community center, it's close to park, it's close to everything. So it's a 4-bed plus 1 5-bath. Small lot, right? 25 by 94 and a half. You can see here price change. They're at 2,399. They were at 2,199. So huge mistake in my honest opinion. I know we said we weren't going to talk about price, but we have to have some context. Huge mistake. Why would you list at 2,199 and hold back? It's not really going to work in this market, in this price point, in this area. I also see this kitchen 1+1. A lot of builders, they don't really read the room. People in this area, they don't want a basement apartment. And yeah, I guess in theory, you're like, well, maybe when my mom, needs to, she can move in with us. Fine. But builders from outside the city that come in here, they don't understand what people want in the basement. They want a guest room with a bathroom and they want a rec room. That's it. So let's take a look at the photos here, guys, from the outside, right? Tell me, is this too modern? You can see this house here is being built, right? This one here, and again, don't even get me started on the fact that they have vertical photos when they should be horizontal. This one here looks like a mishmash. You can tell by the roof line, this is a flat roof, which tells me it's modern. There's no peak. It's higher up. This one looks like a refurbish of what was probably there. So you've got a below grade driveway, right? Car probably won't even fit in here. We've got 1, 2, 3. 3 windows? 3 windows? Yeah, look, 3-story. So that kind of irks me. Just because I kind of know, it means you're going to shrink everything. You're really going for the whole 3-story label, right? It's like when you squish an extra bathroom in. Let's say, like, I was in a house the other day, it was on Macintosh, and they had all these bathrooms in the top level, but then the rooms were tiny, right? And one of the bathrooms had a shower that I could barely even fit into. So it's a look good on paper thing, and that's kind of what this is. So when you get inside and you start to see, okay, from a modern standpoint, right? Dark colors like this, right? We're going to see darks, we're going to see blacks, we're going to see grays. We've got a glass front door, it's not frosted. You don't want anyone looking right in, right? We're going to have to frost that. Hardware is black. You've got this mosaic here. Looks like one's missing here. No, it's not. It's just modern. It's cool. It's funky. It's something that I don't really even know about. Staircase. We're not doing wrought iron spindles and wood. We're doing glass banisters, right? That's what we do. Or glass, excuse me, not banisters. So now this here is actually a traditional feature, a coffered ceiling, and they've put that in what is a very modern house. Even the furniture is modern here. This is not. This is traditional, but it shows me they had a crappy stager, right? This and this. The floor, right? It's on a diagonal, right? That's a modern feature. So we see one big open concept room. Now note this, floor to ceiling, which is a modern touch. We also see what we've got here, right? Which is the black window. Sorry, someone's coming into my office right now. Sorry, someone's bringing me a coffee. Anyways, okay, so wasn't sure right where we were there. I think I was talking about the windows here. So as I said, a modern feature or a feature of modern design, the big picture windows, big panes of glass, but also the black sills here. So we get into the kitchen. Again, this furniture is awful. That's traditional furniture in a modern house. Lighting's terrible, photos are terrible. There's a lot I don't like about this. So now we get into the kitchen. And another feature of a very modern design, there's no hardware, right? There's no hardware on the cabinets. It's just push. You've got this situation here. This is a wine cabinet with a big piece of wood, which is kind of neat, except the photography is so awful that I just can't handle it. Then you've got the waterfall action here on the island. So overall, yeah, it's a super modern house. Now, is it too modern? Like, look at the fridge, for example. 4 panels, right? That doesn't really do it for me. There's also no handle on there. So some things are just, oh, you're skipping ahead. You're looking at the elevator? Hold on a sec. Let me finish that thought. Some things, they just are for show. They are for look. But functionally, right? Yeah, there's handles under here. I don't know. Call me old school. I really prefer a handle there, and I prefer handles there. So yes, you're looking at the elevator. There is an elevator in this house. Now again, I was talking earlier about knowing your audience. I was talking about how you're doing 3 stories in an area dominated by 2 stories, and you've got a kitchen in the basement, which people don't necessarily love, and then you've got an elevator. There's absolutely no need for an elevator in this house. Zero need. Less than zero. A book by Bret Easton Ellis. Less than zero need for an elevator in this house. It's silly, okay? No one needs or wants an elevator in this house, and all you've done is taken out a space where you could have put a bathroom maybe, right? Or, you know, this is supposed to be the family room. This has useless space to it. There's nothing's going to happen here. Let me just really hammer this point home, okay? In your typical new build, you want to see a kitchen, and across from the kitchen, we will see this in the other houses, is the family room. This is not a family room. The house is 25 feet wide. Sorry, the lot's 25 feet wide. So this stupid super modern fireplace with these blue balls, combined with this elevator, there's a chaise here. That's it, a chaise. There's a chaise. That's your family room. It's ridiculous. Actually, it's not a chaise. From here, it looked like a chaise. It's a bench and a chair. Okay, so we have a black toilet. We have a black wall. At least here, we have handles. I'm really starting to hammer on this. But again, right, is it too modern? Yes, it is. And it's not necessarily the modern elements of it, right? Now, this is more traditional in nature. Like, there's just a real mishmash, although they do have the black hinges. So they just kind of didn't know what they were doing. And again, this tile's awful. So you want to go hexagonal, great. You want to go dark, fine. But the print in here, right? This is flower. This is dots. Like this just does not work. Wow. I don't love it. I don't like it. Okay. All right. I never understood what's happening with this thing here. It's a staging element. So again, super modern here. I've got this action, for lack of a better word, happening at my place. I like it. As I've told you guys many times, I never loved my house the first time I went in it. Holy crap. So again, here's some outside the box thinking. Now this isn't really what I would call modern. I would just call it ugly. So we'll show you some modern bathrooms. Modern is usually very clean, very plain. This is a lot of, jazz hands happening here. So it's awful, and let's move on because I'm afraid we might get scarred for life. So that's just your standard staging telescope. Very cool. And you've got a balcony up here, which no one really needs. And tubs, it's round. It's definitely round. So again, modern, right? The dark colors, right? This is a modern feature. Now, I think that's a dog wash. Yeah. So there's a dog wash in the house, which I'm sorry, I can't think of anything. I was going to try to say something positive. Do you ever just feel like you're the smartest person in the room? It's a cool idea, I guess, but seriously, you built a dog wash. Why? Why? Like, you're looking for that needle in a haystack. You're looking for someone that comes in there, wants a basement apartment, an elevator, and a dog wash. Like, just, if somebody had said to me, like, hey, I bought this lot and I'm thinking about building a house, I go, don't overthink it, bro. Just, just build it same way everyone else does. Okay, so downstairs we've got a bedroom encased in glass and more black, right? Very modern, very modern. This house is so awful. It's so bad, I can't even tell you. I don't know what's happening with this photo. It's dark and there's moss growing on it. Can we please get out of this house? Thank you. So there you go. That took quite a long time, and I took a long coffee break. Let's move on to 9 Runnymede. Okay. By the way, $2.4 million. Okay. So here we've got 2.5. See this? SC, sold conditionally. Okay. 2498 was always 2498. Oh, sorry, 2488. They dropped the price $10,000. That's just to refresh it on MLS. So we've got a similar situation here. We're 3-story. We're 25 by 99. Remember our first guy here? 25 by 94 and 3-story. Now this, I think, is just a better house. It doesn't say that there's a family room. This one did. Remember that stupid room at the back where the elevator was? So we'll take a look at the photos, and again, you can see from the outside, this is that modern look. Now you're going to tell me it's way prettier than this house. This is your typical 1950s. This looks like every original Bloor West house. Yes, it's way prettier, but I would say, what if you did, just like a really nice red brick house, right? Tudor style, a couple of pillars out in front. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so inside, one big room. Right? One big room. Now you can call this boring, but I would call this a little more modern. We've got a flat ceiling, we've got pot lights, we've got wide plank flooring. Now we don't have, the black windows over here. We do at the back, but again, huge windows, takes up the entire back of the house. Really, really slim, clean, sleek looking kitchen with hardware. This one. So you've got a bathroom on the main floor. Hopefully no elevator here. See, this is a little bit bigger, at least it feels, than the last one. It's just a better layout. So there you go, right? This is what I'm talking about. These black lines here, and the door, at least they've got frosted glass there. So again, not my fave, I'm going to be honest. I'm being very picky because it's a $2.5 million house. Kitchen's beautiful, nice staging apples. These photos are terrible. They're better photos, but the quality, right? I don't know if you can see this here. It's very grainy. So here's your family room, except is it a family room? Because check this out. That's your dining room. So these guys, to their credit, they did it right. Normally you expect to see, you walk in, living and then dining, and then kitchen and then family. But these guys have done it differently. They've put the living room at the back, so it's not a family room because the dining room is where the living room should go. So backyard's pretty nice. It's landscaped. Again, glass, right? Aluminum. Everything's really, really modern. All the way up. We'll call this a reverse ravine lot. And there you go. If that doesn't scream modern, I don't know what does, but I wonder what kind of channels this guy gets on his TV with this antenna, because that's, as the kids say, pretty sick. Okay, so we've always got the one obligatory MLS photo that doesn't work. Oh no, this one works. Okay, so up top, no one really goes there, right? Decent landscaping. So now we're back on the main floor. And again, right, you've got a floating staircase. I always worry about like the cat falling through there. And then you've got the glass instead of the spindles. So upstairs, this is more of a modern, clean-looking bathroom, right? You can call it boring. I think the last one we can all agree was just god-awful and ugly. So again, in the kids' rooms, that's a very modern feature, is massive windows with the black frames. Okay, that's not carpet, that's an area rug. Again, massive windows, black frames. So this one's a little nicer, I'd say, than the last one. And when you go into the bathroom, you can see, okay, this is fine. This is modern, right? Black frame, frosted, recessed. Okay, more glass, chrome. These are square. We're used to seeing like hexagonal, octagonal, but it's not ugly as hell like the last one. See, there's nothing wrong with this. So then downstairs, oh, that's the bathroom. Oh, sorry, closet, oh my God. Downstairs we've got some tile, and again, right, more mirrors, glass. It looks like an IKEA, to be honest. A bedroom in the basement. Now we're back upstairs. Okay, so not the best listings to start with, guys, but you get the idea, So I'll ask the question again. is this, too modern for you? I think it's not too modern for me. It's just the style I don't like and the layout I don't like. There were some features in the first one, certainly I would say were too modern. So now I'll go to 290 Ellis. So I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't know if I showed you the photo of the last one. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're both in the same area. Now, 290 Ellis. So this is a corner. This, I feel like I showed this. I honestly feel like I showed this years ago. Clients bought in Scarborough, of all places. Is it possible I showed this one? Terrible story. Okay, I was about to say, oh God, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it was this one. So this is walkable, right? You can see the water from here. Again, walkable to Bloor, walkable to the TTC, walkable to the park. Great location. So house itself, let's go to the photos here. Okay, so house itself, you can see from the outside, it looks like brick. And then when you check out here, it is brick, but it's brick in an extremely modern style. So if you had seen this brick here, you'd think, okay, yeah, that's going to be traditional. I don't know if it's painted. I would assume it's painted, or I'm no brick expert. I honestly wish I just stopped talking, but I don't think it's painted. I think that's new brick. Anyways, regardless, you can already start to see the modern features, right? Again, black frames, floor to ceiling, big squares. You've got this peak up top, which I think is a nice touch. It takes it away from just being the big salt box, but it kind of keeps in line with some of the houses that are in this area. So this is a house I'll say is extremely well done right from the start. You can tell from the finishes. You can tell from the staging. I know the agent does a ton of business, right? They know how to stage, right? And again, from the furniture, this is modern furniture. You go back to that first one with that awful traditional furniture. If you're going to have a modern house, stage it with modern furniture. So again, not a massive house. And I just want to close this for one sec. 30 by 120. So it's a big lot. But the footprint itself, okay, you walk in and there's a little seating room here, right? That's what you've got. And then 2 chairs in front of the fire. It doesn't serve a huge purpose. From this photo, I almost thought, oh, that's a big table. Is that the dining room? No, it's actually a console. Then the dining room is off the kitchen. That's it, right? Not a big house. It's got the extra half story. But the kitchen, in a lot of these houses, the next two we'll see, the kitchen's always adjacent to the family room. Here it's adjacent to the little dining area, right? Beautiful kitchen. That's a modern kitchen. That is a beautiful modern kitchen. And it's great staging. Love the 3 chairs. I love this table because I have the same one in my house, right? This just speaks to me. Now, of course, it's more expensive than the other two, and it's actually a little bit small. But for what it is, it's exceptionally well done, right? And this is where I don't know enough about design to say something like, and then they have the pieces of wood running vertically. I don't know, so I'm not even going to try. But again, right, we've got glass here. Love the big skylight letting in a ton of natural light. This is floating up to the extra half story up top. So again, we're not floor to ceiling here, right? You can see with the furniture, the bed's a little bit lower down. They actually have a white frame instead of the black frame like the first two. Ensuite bathroom, very modern, but very nice. Even the toilet, right? Modern toilet. So I like this one a lot more. The house is a bit snug. Again, I'm complaining about $3 million. See, that's kind of a nice look. That's not everyone's look. Again, we've got the black hardware. Even the hinges in the first one were black, right? So even the lock in this one. Really nice. Yeah. Right? And you go back to like, even this here has got a modern look to it. The cupboards. That's the basement. Furniture's great. Staging's really great in this one. Even outside. So it's a really nice look, right? Even the landscaping's super modern. Like even the fence, right? There's just something about it that just seems to work with the rest of the house, right? Stuck with the garage. And there you go. So is that too modern? No, it's not. That's actually what I would call almost like a transitional style. Yes, it's modern, but it's not that ultra modern California style that we're accustomed to seeing. So let's go to the next two. And these are a more traditional layout. Of course, they're bigger, right? 41 by 125, $3.3 million. Now 32 Sunnylea, area I really like. And I can't believe the prices. I've got clients they bought on Glen Adden, got an awesome house. I thought it was $100,000 at least. under what it would have, could have, should have sold for. But they're in the 2-3 range, right? So you kick it up $1 million, yeah, you're going to get a new build. So look, modern architectural custom home built with exquisite design elements throughout. Okay, sounds to me like we're about to get a modern house. So the first thing I notice here is that, well, it's lit up like a jack-o'-lantern, which is nice. But again, it's not my style, but at least it's not, can I just say that, like, I don't consider this is not attractive to me. There's just so much happening all over the place. Now, when we go to this, it's not my fave, but isn't it nicer than the one we just saw? So from the inside, it continues with the modern elements, but I would just say that, right, you've got the vaulted ceiling here. This is where you get into that what I would call transitional style. So notice how all the floors in these houses have been light. They've all been the same color. It's very modern, and this is what I've got in my place. Again, we've got the black frames here on the windows, but we've got some of these ceiling elements that you would expect to see in a transitional house, right? And paneling is another feature. So there's some elements in here I look at and I think it's similar to my place, right? From the shelves, right, to the frosted glass. Same thing, right? You've got the chrome handles here, or guardrails, and you've got the glass. We've seen this in every house so far. Same color flooring throughout, right? Nice staging in this one. This is a good listing. So now we get, blowing up my phone here. So now you get into the layout that I like, and unfortunately they haven't put floor plans together, but you've got living at the front, dining in the middle. I don't love this, again, right, and I don't love the blue, but then you've got family across from kitchen, right? So here we go. Here's a better look. Living, dining, kitchen, and family. And then you've even got the eat-in area here. So this is a great layout. I love the look of this, right? Here's your family, here's your eat-in. Let's turn around and go to the kitchen, right? So the black, right? I said that one of the features of modern houses are really dark colors. You would never see this in a more traditional house. You just wouldn't. And you know what? It wouldn't work. But there's something about these modern houses where it just works. Then you go over to the kitchen where you've got really, really light colors up here, dark colors down here. I'm going to be honest. Let's just flip into here. I don't love this. This doesn't do it for me. I think that, again, I don't like the dark colors, but I think that had you left white here and dark here, it would have worked. Not for me, but it would have worked. You throw that and that in, too much. Too much is happening. So that's the one mistake I think that they made, right? Beautiful kitchen. Is that an espresso maker? That's the microwave, that's the oven. Maybe it is. Built in. If that doesn't say modern, I don't know what does, right? Just the colors, the line of this couch here. You've got the pantry over there, very cool. So I love this house. I mean, what's not to love? It's $4 million, right? Or $3 million. So again, you get upstairs. Everything about these are so similar, right? Again, you've got the paneling, you've got the colors, you've got the fireplace, you've even got the little area here you're probably never going to use. Like literally, when would you'd sit here, you'd be like, "Hun, why don't you come in and we'll talk about your day?" My wife literally comes in, throws her feet on me and says, "Rub my feet." And I do, like a little person. Even that was bad. Okay, so continue along here. You've got the nice little fireplace happening, right? Super modern bathroom. I'm just saying modern over and over, I've realized, right? But again, black tile, where in the world would you get something like that? What kind of house would you be able to put big black tiles down? So I think this is really nice. I don't love this, right? I'm more traditional. I would like a closet as opposed to cupboards. A lot of frosted glass happening. Yeah, let's get down to the basement. Here we go. So tile throughout. I don't like it. Tile's easy to clean. I guess it's easy to maintain, right? But it's cold, man. You're going to see a wine cellar somewhere, I'm sure. Hold on. Is that a wine cellar? You always see these big glass wine cellars. So I don't love this bar either. I find this to be just ugly as hell. And I just don't think you need it. Backyard, walk out from the basement. So 125-foot lot. So I mean, this is an absolutely gorgeous house. Okay. So the question is, hold on, let's go back to that. Great work, by the way, on this listing. There's the backyard, and there it is at night. Really, really good work on this listing, from the staging to the presentation all around. Really, really like it. So Is this modern enough? Is it too modern? I like this. Is it too modern for me? Yes. Is it too modern for the market? Absolutely not. This house works. There's a few things I don't like. Maybe that kind of wooden elements in the kitchen. It was almost like not a zebra wood, but it was just a little bit much. And maybe a couple of black tiles or something. But this absolutely works. This is not too modern. It's just maybe not going to resonate, with the guy that wants like the wood paneled office, to open up a globe and get scotches out of. I know this because I used to be that guy. Okay. Last but not least, guys, we've got 11 Ivy Lea Crescent. So Ivy Lea Crescent is not too far from where we just were. We were on Sunnylea, now we're on Ivy Lea. So I don't believe this is a new build. I think this is a refurb. Okay, so let's do this. Let's look at address history and see. Nope, it's never been sold. Okay, so 3,025,000. Yeah, okay, so they've kind of refaced it, right? It's pretty much the same thing. So I don't think this is a new build because you probably just wouldn't build it like that. But, my guess is that what you see here, right, is just it's a little bit different from the listing that even now we just saw, but I think this is original structure. So we're a massive 85-foot lot. We're 168 feet deep. It's been on the market $3.5 million now. It says new, which means they haven't reduced the price, for over 2 months. So it's a 4+1 and 5 bath, right? Now it is kind of that split main, second, lower. It's split level. They're calling it detached 2-story, but the way that it's built into the hill here, the other reason I think this is not a brand new house is because, as you'll see, the layout is reminiscent of kind of like a Don Mills side split at some points. So once you get inside, you can see this is a transitional house. This is not too modern. This is going to combine elements, right? You can see the darker flooring. Here we see the black frames again, ton of pot lights, right? This is a bit more modern. This is a bit more traditional. So it's going to combine some elements, right? The blues, for example. You see those in super modern houses. It's tough to pull off a blue couch like that. The Noguchi table I've been seeing for years. Another gas fireplace, right, with kind of a marble hearth going up. Smaller though, right? And this is what I'm saying is on an 86-foot lot or whatever that was, walking through the front door, room here, kitchen, we're already going up the stairs. So I'd like to think they continue on the main floor. Yes, they do. So there's your office, right? Pretty cool with glass. I'm glad we don't have, I've got a door. Everyone here has glass. I have an actual door that I can close. I would go nuts if I was a fishbowl. The new office, everyone's office. You're in there and you're behind glass. You can see everything. I need some damn privacy. So then you see the Ames chair here. Who knows if it's real? It's what, 10 grand? If it's not, it's $1,500. You got to have a really big space if you're doing a circular couch. So there you go. That's a pretty cool office. I don't know what's happening with that desk. Not my fave. Okay, backyard's massive, right? You've a freaking soccer net, tree canopy, right? I'd literally take my son and just lock him outside with 2 soccer balls. Talk to me when you're in the MLS. So here you go. This is above grade. This is below grade. You can see how it's built into the ground. If this was a brand new house, it would be an absolute mansion, which is why I thought this is a refurb from the existing footprint. It's also just, it's not a huge house. Now a newer house would be way out here. You've got, what did I say, 168 feet to work with. So now we get inside, weird order here, and you can see this kind of zebra wood I've never really cared for. The green chair, right, that's a dead giveaway. Really modern design elements when you use a pop of color like that, just like those blue chairs, right? Fixture here, it's tough to pull that off in your house. Oops, there we go. So we've got the Wolf range, okay, again, we've got the black frames, we've got the black hardware. At least these kitchen cabinets have handles. So it looks bigger now that we've been outside and back in again, but I'm telling you, the footprint here is not massive. They've just blown this kitchen out through half of the main floor, but it doesn't work. So we go upstairs, not much to see here, right? All we're looking at is bedrooms, right? This is a nice feature. So you go back to that first house where they had that awful tile. I don't really love this, but I like it a hell of a lot more. Ooh, this blue. I have one of my bathrooms something like this. The first time I saw it, I was like, that's really weird. That's tough to work with. You know what? It grew on me. Okay, so bathrooms, right? Again, don't love this, but they're trying something a little bit different. Bunk beds. Open concept closet. So one thing I didn't like about this house was like the open concept closet. You've got a massive bedroom. You couldn't close this thing off. Now it means they don't have a walk-in, right? Or maybe that is there because that's the bathroom. Yeah, there you go. There's the walk-in. I figured as much. So it's sort of like, okay, John gets that, and Jane gets this, right? That's nice. That's nice. To me, that's busy enough, right? You might think it's kind of plain. So get down to the basement. I wasn't overly impressed with this basement, right? It's got some cool features like the pinball machine, but the old piano doesn't really fit. And then like, I don't know, I never cared for that kind of like half-ass bar, right? Combined with a gym. So you can call it a bar, or you can, you got booze in there, or you can say, well, the plumbing is for, to be able to get water while you're working out. I don't know. I mean, geez, it's just a little bit smaller than I would have expected. And again, this is a refurbished house, right? This has been renovated. So you're not going to expect, your 12-foot ceiling in the basement unless you've rebuilt the whole house. So I will say, as far as a mudroom goes, right, from the garage, that's pretty awesome. You'll thank me when you've got 3 kids and you're like, you know what? You were right. It's actually important to find a place to put our stuff. Okay, so what do we think? Too modern? Or are you looking at me and you're like, I literally live in my mother's basement. You're crapping on $3.5 million houses. These houses are awesome. There's no doubt about it. But if we're being discerning real estate enthusiasts, I would say that there are pros and cons to all of these houses. There are pros and cons to the layouts, obviously, and the prices and the locations, but it's the style I'm trying to get at today. So I guess I'm more of a traditional person. As I said, my house is transitional. I would show you some photos of it, except my wife really values privacy, especially now that we have 2 kids. But, to each their own. I really like traditional houses. I really like the red brick houses. I really like, the wooden banisters, the oak banisters. But then when I go in houses that are really modern and I see them for what they are, right? You've got the wood paneling in the office instead of, the paneling instead of the rich mahogany or what have you. And then instead of the traditional oak handrails, you've got those big panes of glass. I think they all work so long as they're done right. And in here, I didn't see one single house that I loved, but I would say this one here, absolutely no doubt about it, was the front runner. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Hope you enjoyed. This one was a bit scattered. People are knocking on the door for some reason today, even though no one's really supposed to be here because we're in the middle of a darn pandemic. Although one person was bringing me a coffee, which was really nice. Anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back for one more next week. If you're watching this right now and you've made it this far, wait until next week's blogs. You won't even believe how much crap I've written. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Bye for now.